Hey friends, it's Yans with Yans Cozy Arcade, and welcome to another episode of the Cozy Arcade Weekly, where we casually discuss current gaming news and a little bit of tech. If that's something that you're interested in, please consider subscribing so that we can get into all the gaming tea together. And hopefully I can also provide you with some tech that can help you with your setup or with whatever you want to do. But first, let's get into the Cozy Quest event and the Xbox Showcase that happened this past week. So I'm gonna kind of go through some of the games that interest me or that stood out to me the most, because honestly, with the Cozy Quest event, there were a lot of games, like a lot of games. And so if I were to go through all of them, y'all, we'd be here like all day long. And yeah, let's not do that. So I'm just gonna kind of talk about some of them, give a quick little review of it, and let you know if it's available now or if the demo's out now, because a lot of the games were available now, or a demo at least. So let's start with Everdream Village. So this game will be in early access December 12th, so you don't have to wait too long, but in this game, you pretty much make the desert bloom again. I think this is a really charming game and it looks really fun, and I like the whole idea of, you know, kind of creating a desert space more lived in and more lively. So I think this will be a really great game to check out. Again, it will be in early access December 12th. Next up, we have Cozy Rama, which will be available December 11th. So you don't have too much longer with this one either. It is a cozy sandbox simulation game where you just kind of get to create and decorate and build a cute diorama. So if this is the type of game that you are interested in, I highly suggest you check it out on December the 11th. Next up, we have Dogpile, and if y'all know anything about me, I love dogs. There are so many cat games out there. There's just not enough dog games. So anytime I see a game that centers around dogs, I'm all in. So this game was super cute to me. I love merge games as well. This is a merge type game. I was really heavy into a game called Suika. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think I was really into that game, and this game just is so reminiscent of that. So I think it's super cute and adorable. And like I said, anything with dogs, I'm all in. Next up, Camper Van Make It Home has a winter update available right now. It's so cute, and if you just look at the visuals, I mean, how could you not play it right now? Especially with Christmas coming up, this game is so adorable, and I'm so excited that they are constantly updating this game. Next up, we have Rail, Warped Worlds, and Troubled Times, which is a semi-open world puzzle adventure game where you play as a hot-headed mage named Rail who must figure out why everybody disappeared. This game is all about spell casting, and it's very experimental because puzzles can be solved in many different ways. It's single player and it is magic focused. So if that's something that you're interested in, be on the lookout for Rail in 2026. Next up, we have Bluma, which is a cozy puzzle platformer where you play as Bluma, a magical chinchilla who uses a bloom bow to connect flowers and create platforms. The great thing about this game is that there are no enemies or timers. It is a very cozy game, and the color palette is so stunning. It's so beautiful. I highly recommend you check this game out. Next up, we have Little Corners, which is a sticker book game with beautiful graphics and 8 unique corners, and it is available right now for $6.99 on Steam. So if you're into collecting stickers, if that is your jam, this is the perfect game for you, and I will definitely be checking it out. And if you're into those simulation games, we have Leaf Blower Co., which is available right now. It is a cleaning game, and it is actually perfect for fall. When I was looking at it, I was like, this game is like a good fall game. We're moving more towards winter, but technically right now it's still fall, so I say you play it like right now. What I found interesting about this game though is that you can change your outfits. I thought that was a really cool aspect. Like, you're a person, you can change your outfits, and there are so many unconventional ways to clean up. You don't have to just use a leaf blower. I thought that was really cool too. That they really made this game interesting. Another game I was really interested in was Footsie, where it's like a very childlike game where you just like kick around a ball in a room and break stuff. It's kind of like a soccer game because you do want to get it through a goal, but I don't know, this game is very quirky, and I don't know. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to it in March of 2026. Another thing about me is that I love hidden object games. So Hidden Around the World will be another game that I will be checking out. What I found interesting about this game, not only are you like finding hidden objects, but you also create scenes and take a picture of them. So I thought that was really cool. I think that brings a different element to the game. Next up, we have Voodoo, which is a 3D puzzle diorama assembly game, which is very casual, it's very relaxing. You assemble small wooden scenes piece by piece, and the game adapts to your pace, so there's no pressure. It's very cozy, and it's just a comforting game, and there is a story. You follow a character named Foxy, a city girl who goes on the countryside for summer, and her journey is all about self-discovery, friendship, and reconnecting with simple childhood wonders. They also brought up Memento, which I was really excited about this game. I had my eye on this game for a while. Pretty much you decide which items to keep or which items to send away. You discover secrets, solve puzzles, and uncover a story. And there is a demo available right now. All right, you know, we got to talk about a farming sim. So let's get into Solarpunk. The graphics look really great in this game. It has a very cozy atmosphere, but what makes this game different and more interesting is that you can fly riding around on a hot air balloon. Okay, so let's break it down. So farming sims, yes, there are so many of them out there. Yes, personally, I am kind of over the farming sims. I'm not really over them, but I do kind of get worn out from them. The same whole thing of like planting crops and doing this and doing that. It's like the same loop. But I love when a game brings a different element into it. It makes it more refreshing, and I feel like Solarpunk does that with this game. I also talked about Out and About, which I have linked on my channel as well, where I played a little bit of it, a first look. It's a very cute game, and it's all about foraging. So if you're the type of gamer that loves to forage, this is the perfect game for you. I highly recommend that you check it out. It's just very comforting, it's very cozy, and I love the story that it tells. Another cute little game was Vacuubot, where it's another cleaning game. You're pretty much a little vacuum cleaner running around cleaning up stuff. And I think what's cute is that you can put little hats and objects on top. I don't know, it's really cute. Check it out if you like more cleaning games and you like when they're adorable, because it is. I also thought Town Frame was really interesting because you kind of create the scene of the frame based off of what the people in the town, I guess, what they remember. So they're telling you what they remember about the town, and then you recreate it for them. I don't know, it was a very different like way of doing a game, and I really liked it. So I will be checking this one out, and I highly recommend that you do too if you like something like that. But yeah, Town Frame, and it's available now, by the way. And lastly, let's talk about The Guardian of Nature, where you play as Henry and you can change in size. It's a side scroller. It actually reminds me of Rayman, and episode 2 is available now. All right, so as far as the Xbox showcase, a lot of these games here are harder for me to play because I get scared like really easily, but I still want to like watch them play, so I'll probably have my boyfriend play them. But let's get into them really quick. So first there's Armistice, which will have a 2026 release. They also talked about Dave the Diver, which is available now. There's Crown Sorn, which will be on Game Pass very soon. This game looked really interesting and I liked it as well, especially if you like games like Hollow Knight and Silksong. There's Roadside Research, which will be available in early 2026. Then we got into Total Chaos, which, y'all, I like this one. I like this one a lot. I don't know why, I just do. So we'll probably have a surprise appearance of that game on this channel, I think. A little different. It's not cozy. It's not cozy at all, but it is what it is. I like it. This game is available now. And then we have Reanimal, which will be available February 13th, and it is a co-op game, so this will be really fun. And there's Zoopunk, which has the fighting bunny that we are all talking about. There's no release date, but this game looks really cool, looks really interesting, and I think people will enjoy it. And lastly, we have Raji, where I just love the look of the characters. This one looks really interesting too. So yeah, that's an Xbox showcase. And very excited, very excited. I literally blew through just some of the games, like literally some. There's so many games from the Quest, the Cozy Quest event and the Xbox showcase, like literally so many games. I took so many notes. The list is so long and I just only talked about some of them. That's crazy, y'all. So many good games coming soon. All right, next, let's talk about Palfarm. So, how did y'all feel about Pal World? Okay, when Pal World first came into the scene, what were your thoughts? How are you feeling about it? Personally, I loved it. I hate to say this, and I hope I don't get any like pitchforks, but I'm just not a big Pokemon player. Way back in the day, I loved Pokemon, and then when they started adding more and more Pokemon to the mix, that's when I kind of fell out a little bit. I was like, I can't keep up with all these Pokemon. Can't do it. But and then when I was trying to check out a Pokemon game, gosh, I can't even remember the name of it right now, but it was the open world one. And when I saw gameplay of that game, well, firstly, when I saw someone playing it, it was so much dialogue. I thought it was unbelievable. It was like 30 minutes of dialogue before you even really get to play it. And then in the game, it was very empty. Now, I don't know how it is now, but at the time I was like, ooh, I don't know about how I feel about this. Then we got Pal World, which it was known as the Pokemon game with guns, right? And it was so interesting. It was so fun. I actually love the look of Pal World. And we were pretty heavy into it for a while. I kind of fell off a little bit, but still really enjoyed that game and still would go back to playing that game. But then they announced Palfarm. What'd they do that for? So this is a farming life simulation version of Pal World. So it's pretty much has all the same things with Pal World. It's just a more calming, peaceful, chill version of it, but still with all of the same things. Cause like with the pals, they still have different traits, like they'll help you water or they'll help you do this and that. So that's still, you know, very similar. Apparently people can still raid your farm, so that's still similar. So a lot of things are still the same. It's just maybe a more slow version of it. And honestly, the game looks really good. It looks beautiful. The other thing about Pal World is I saw a lot of people still trying to create this like cozy aesthetic scene, like a cozy, aesthetically pleasing house and stuff like that in Pal World, which already like made me think like, this game could be cozy. But now they're just kind of going more into that realm of making a cozy farm game, because hello, that's what all the cozy folk love. Everybody love a farming sim apparently, I guess. But yeah, so it will still be co-op and multiplayer, so that's still also the same. I mean, honestly, a lot of it is still the same. It's just the same game with a new name. Same game with a new name, I guess. So even though it is cozy, it's still gonna have a little bit of a darker side to it, because there'll be like a black market with like guns. Again, I still feel like it's like Pal World, but yeah, they just give it a new name. People are excited about this game from what I see, but some people do feel like companies like this are kind of trying to push out games, and they're all just unfinished. So you're just trying to push out as many games as you can, as quick as you can, and they're just all labeled unfinished. And I think people worry about that because we see a lot of that. Like, it's better to just take your time with the game. Like, stop trying to hurry up and rush out games. It's better to just spend a lot of time on one game, put it out there, and let it, you know, just settle. Let people come to it and enjoy it. I think Concerned Ape is a great example of this. Like, he took his time with Stardew Valley, really worked on that game. And now you just sit back, and if you want to update it and add stuff to it, you can, but you don't even have to. The game speaks for itself. And with Haunted Chocolatier, that man is not letting y'all rush him. He's like, it's gonna get finished when it gets finished, and if it don't ever get finished, it is what it is. And I'm like, I know that's right. Don't let those people bully you into making a game. Like, take your time with it so that it's something you actually, you know, enjoy making and you're proud of, not just to get money, you know? Y'all know. All right, and next let's get into the most talked about cozy game this week, which is Winter Burrow. All right, so Winter Burrow is developed by Pond Creek Games and is published by Noodle Cake Studios. It was released on November 12th, 2025, and it is also available on Game Pass. So in this game, you play as a mouse returning back to your home after your parents passed and realizing that the home is in despair, it is broken down, and you're there to try to fix it back up. And also, you kind of thrown into this storyline of your auntie who was snatched away, and you have to kind of find her and uncover the story along the way. This game has a gameplay loop of, you know, gathering materials, crafting, knitting, baking, repairing, and yeah, it's just a constant loop of that. Your biggest challenge is battling the cold. So even though this game appears cozy, especially with this like hand-drawn aesthetics, like it's a very beautiful, visually appealing game. Even though it appears cozy, it is truly a survival game. So as you go out and gather materials, you can only do that for so long before you start freezing. And literally the screen starts like showing you that you're freezing, and you have to hurry up and either run indoors or get around a fire. Trying to knit warmer clothes may help, but yeah, the whole aspect of the game is trying to stay warm. So this is a story-driven game where you meet other woodland creatures that will, you know, help you progress through the story, and also uncover things about your past. So I really like that part of the game as well. This is a single player game and it is priced around $19.99. There may be a sale. There was a sale when it was released for 10% off at $17.99. Just on a basic level is $19.99. But like I said, it's on Xbox Game Pass, so you can play it there. So people are really liking, like I said, the hand-drawn aesthetics of the game. It's, like I said, it's a very pretty, beautiful game, and it does appear very cozy. People do like that there is a challenge. Even though it is cozy, you are trying to survive. It makes it not so boring, because if it's literally just a cozy game where you're just sitting around knitting, it's like, all right. But since you have to withstand the cold and figure out a way to gather materials, get what you need, but try not to freeze. It makes it more interesting. But people do like the part that you are knitting. I think that's so cute. It's so adorable. Your little mouse sitting on your knitting, your little sweater. I think that's so cute. But yeah, I think that's what brings the charm back into the game. So I do feel like it's a nice balance with this game. People are oftentimes staying up late playing this game because they're so addicted to it. I guess because you are gathering materials, you kind of eventually learn about managing the cold weather. So, and with the story, you want to figure out what happens next. I could definitely see that. However, people are not liking the fact that there is no map, so you're oftentimes left wandering around trying to figure out where to go. They do have like these warm color leaves on the ground to help you, like that lead you back to your home. So far with me, where I'm at playing it, that does help me figure out how to get back home. So I don't feel too upset about not having a map, but I can see that. I can see people not being happy about the fact that there's no map, no clear direction. Another thing is that there is such a short time outside because you get cold really fast. And even when I was playing it and I knitted like the next step up of a coat or sweater or whatever, it didn't help me at all. Like, I don't feel like it helped. I think it was like a 5% help, but like, that's nothing. So you are having to like go outside, run back inside, go outside, run back inside, like consistently. Like, it's a lot because you get cold so fast. So that part's not as fun, and I can agree with that. It's not as fun. And also the price, $20 does feel a little bit steep for this game, because I don't know, even though $5 is not much, I feel like if it was priced at $15, I don't know, it would feel a little bit better. But $20, I don't know. It feels like a lot for some reason. It just does. Okay, so there is some backlash when it comes to Winter Burrow. This is kind of like behind the scenes stuff, I guess, because even when I was looking up Winter Burrow, I didn't really see anything about this, but it's there. So apparently the developers of Winter Burrow are in some kind of connection with the company Sweet Baby Inc., which is a narrative company where they pretty much help games, you know, create a storyline. They help with bringing diversity into games and things like that. So their relation with Sweet Baby Inc. is what's causing this backlash. So the Winter Burrow developers introduced a new set of community guidelines, a new code of conduct, which prohibits unfounded accusations, which is pretty much trying to silence people when it comes to this whole Sweet Baby Inc. thing. People are feeling like developers are trying to police gaming conversations, and that's where this gets real tricky. So what is going on with Sweet Baby Inc.? Apparently the company is trying to push a woke agenda, like they're trying to kind of force diversity within games, kind of altering the developers and changing the way the developers want the game to go by like forcing diversity and forcing things to go their way. As of right now, I haven't seen any like legit evidence of this. Apparently, I guess it just kind of started somewhere and it grew like a wildfire. But yeah, so pretty much that's what it is. The Sweet Baby Inc. is like a narrative company that helps with like writing the storylines and adding diversity and inclusion into games. But this, I guess, has become more of a force of changing things in games. So there have been some statements from the CEO and other employees of things like shooting down white male leads in video games and kind of forcing diversity into the game. So instead of it being just like a natural, you know, inclusion of diversity within a game, it's more like a force of a political agenda. So now when a game is, you know, linked to Sweet Baby Inc., you know, people are not happy about that. And unfortunately, Winter Burrow has some kind of connection to Sweet Baby Inc., and so that's where the backlash is coming from. Pretty much just a lot of trust is lost with some of the community members and Winter Burrow. So yeah, that's pretty much where the backlash is coming from. But yeah, I don't know. If y'all know any other information about what's going on, please feel free to drop it down below. But that's pretty much the information that I gathered about it. I still think the game is super cute. I still think it's cozy. I don't see too much of Sweet Baby Inc. like involved in the game other than just the name is somewhere in connection to it. But yeah, as soon as people saw that, they were like, nope. So yeah, that's where that's coming from. So it does have a little bit of backlash, you know, there, but don't let that deter you from playing the game. If you want to play the game, do what you want to do. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. But yeah, y'all, that's about it. We talked about the Cozy Quest event and the Xbox Showcase. We also talked about Palfarm and we talked about Winter Burrow. So please let me know if you, if any of the games we've talked about in this video interest you at all. If there's a game that you're like, I definitely gotta play, whether it's Palfarm, Winter Burrow, or another game from the Steam Quest, the Cozy Quest event and the Xbox Showcase, any game that you're like, I'm playing that 100%, no doubt, drop it down below because I would love to know which game stuck out to you the most. And don't forget to like this video if you have enjoyed it, and please, please, please consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to me and I would really appreciate it. Come back next week for the Cozy Arcade Weekly, where we talk about more gaming news and we get into it. And yeah, I hope to see you there. And like I said, I really appreciate you for hanging out with me. Thank you. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.